Sound check. Sound check. How we doing, y'all? Sound check, sound check, sound check, sound check. Sound check, sound check, sound check. Let me know you can hear me and we'll get going right away. No need to wait. Sounds good. Dr. Horton's in the house. Thank you so much. Cheers, cheers. Let's get right into this, guys. Happy New Year. Just got my self a juice bomb. This is from Sloop Brewing in upstate New York. 12 fluid ounce IPA, 6.5% alcohol by volume. Store cold, drink fresh. I said, okay, I can do that. You always know it's like a small brewery when the beer is filled right to the tippy top. It's right to the top. I've had this one before. It's delicious. So let's have a good little talk here. We'll talk about everything that's going on in my portfolio and yours. We can talk about some things that happened this week with the swing trading. I'll show you. What's up, Kenny? What's up, Zhao, Dr. Horton, Luciano, everyone. Robin's in the house. We got a voicemail from Robin as well. So we'll play that voicemail, get that question answered. We'll get you out of here. You can go back to watching Money Heist or whatever you're up to. You know, it's been an exciting time. Great. Tomorrow we max out the Roth IRAs. If you're maxing out the Roth IRA, please let me know in the chat below. Pretty excited about that. I put a poll on my main channel today of what videos that you want to see. One of them was the Wheel mini course. One of them was, what was that? Oh, the Backdoor Roth. That one didn't get any votes, but it's going to go on the channel anyway because it's important. Technical indicators. That's the video that's going to be coming out tomorrow. I actually just recorded that video. So that video is going to be coming out tomorrow. And then the dividend stock portfolio. The dividend video will probably come out next week. I got off the, been a little lazy during the holiday season. My channel is, the algorithm hates you when you take a day off. It really does. But, you know, you got family first, you know. I will say the last week of not really posting a video, it probably cost me 100,000 subscribers by the 100,000 subscriber party in the end of this month. But if you missed the Average Money podcast last Wednesday, I'm doing a 100,000 subscriber party at Destination Unknown Beer Company on January 22nd, which is a Saturday, 1 to 4 or 5, depending on how much we drink. All are welcome. I got the bar tab. So if you can get to Bayshore, New York on the 22nd, JJ's flying in. I think Aaron welcome. Thank you, Sean. Aaron Arizavito's coming into town. Some other people. I think Robin said she's going to drive up. Jeffrey's coming in from Houston, Texas. It's going to be a good time. We'll get some people out. So it's tough to be in New York right now, but sheesh. Oh, man, I had an amazing Christmas and New Year's. I really did. I mean, so many people talking about 2021, blah. I'm going to tell you, best year of my life, probably. 2021, best year of my life. I had no problem saying it. I mean, my kids are awesome and healthy. I didn't lose any close family members. I redid my kitchen, bathroom, highest income I've ever had. Channel successful, business is successful. My relationships, friends are successful. I lost some weight, started running again. Just all these things that I'm blessed, you know. My brother got married. My brother just announced he's having a baby. Like, man, it was awesome. It was awesome. Wow. Artisan slush here. Yeah, this juice bomb's dope. I got a Bud Light to calm down after this because contrary to popular belief, I actually have to go to work tomorrow. But in New York, they sent home tests to every single student in New York State. So I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of people absent tomorrow. A lot of people, but, you know, safety first. So Robin said she's coming. Good stuff. Robin, what kind of beer are you going to be drinking when you're here? So what should we dive into first? What do you guys want to see first? Do you want the spoiler alert? Do I give you the spoiler alert and let you know what stocks I picked already for the dividend portfolio? I added 5. No, I'm not going to give you the spoiler alert. No spoiler alerts. I will tell you this. This was the spoiler alert I'll give you for the dividend portfolio. I did remove Qualcomm out of there. QCOM. I got out of it. Jeff, if you test positive and you do not have any symptoms, you are staying home in the state of New York. So I did remove one. So I actually added 6 new stocks. So I have 25. I got rid of one and I added 5 more. So That's the hint for the dividend. I'm not going to spoil it too much. But we can dive into the Robinhood first. I think we can do the Robinhood portfolio. Actually, no, let's do Robin's question first because she might need to get out of here or something like that. And I want to make sure that she's here because I know she's here now. So let's do Robin's voicemail. It's a good one. A question I get asked all the time, Robin. Thank you so much for asking it. And I haven't gotten a voicemail in a while, guys. If you want to leave me a voicemail, you don't even need to leave your name. You can make it anonymous. If you're going to do that, like don't troll the thing because I get people that like think it's like cool to like come on here and like leave stupid things. I only get a certain amount of minutes free per month, so please. But I won't have to say your name. Ask me anything. There's no such thing as dumb questions. If it's a bad question, I just won't play it. Like, don't be ashamed. Leave me a question, please. I beg you. It makes making content so much easier. So here's an awesome question from the legend of YouTube. The legend of my Discord, Robin. And I'm in the wrong setting. Stand by. No, I'm not. Okay, let's see.
Hey, Brad, it's Robin. So I was wondering if you would talk about why you don't wheel in your Roth IRA account, especially now that you are wheeling with VTI. If it's an issue of just set it and forget it, that makes sense to me. But if you have a different reason, I would like to understand your thought process. No criticism, just want to understand your reasoning, and maybe others would like to understand it as well. Thanks. Have a good night.
Robin, I have thick skin. I don't take any criticism. Well, I do take criticisms, but this is not a criticism question. It's an honest question. Like, Brad, you make all these videos about trading options. Why not do it in a place where you can get tax-free growth on it? If you trade options and you do the wheel inside your Roth IRA, and it is Roth IRA season, all the premiums are tax-free. It makes perfect sense. It really does. And I think the whole set it and forget it is a little bit of a cop-out if I say that. Like, it's just easy. I just like set it and forget it, which I do. I've said it once, I'll say it again. If I did not have a YouTube channel, I would max mine out tomorrow, which took me 5 years to be able to do. So don't compare my 5th year to your 1st year. Get it done when you can get it done. And if you're still in 2021, you have till April 15th to do so for this year. So don't start 2022 till you get as much into 2021 as you can. If I didn't have a YouTube channel, I would max it out and I would not look at it for the rest of the year. I would not look at it for the rest of the year. As far as why I don't wheel in it, there's actually a couple like honest answers to this. When I started my Roth IRA, I didn't really know about the wheel and trading the wheel. And I also didn't know the difference between a mutual fund and an ETF. So I started with VTSAX, all VTSAX all day. Then when I finally learned out about the wheel, I was like, I thought about doing it. I'm like, all right, I'm going to do it. You can't trade the wheel with mutual funds. So then I was like, all right, well, I have to sell all of this VTSAX, convert it into VTI. Frankly, it wasn't worth it to me. And then I was like, all right, well, I'll just put it into VTI. Okay. Last year, I talked myself out of that. I'm going to be honest with you, Robin. There's a very good chance that this year I might put VTI in. I might do $6,000 of VTI. I might. Now, that won't be enough to trade the wheel. But what that will do is give me 2 or 3 years where in 3 years, if this is still going well and I still like trading options, I might consider it. But you know better than most that when I, quote, retire from this whole social media and all this thing, I'm probably not going to trade options anymore. Like, this is sport for me. It's fun. It's enjoyable. It's something that I like doing. It's something I love even more teaching. But when those teaching days and stuff are gone, so it's like I don't see myself wanting to necessarily grow that position so that I can just trade the wheel when I think in 5-10 years, I don't know if I'll still be doing that. But I might give myself the opportunity to do so. This year might be one of those years where I put some VTI in there. The last reason, or not the last reason, another reason why I didn't do it was because in this incredible bull market we've been having, VTSAX has been doing amazing for me. It's doing, I think I have $34,000, I'll cross $40,000, which is a perfectly round number to do a video on. Thank you very much, YouTube gods. But I think $9,000 of that is growth. So I thought to myself, like, why am I going to screw with that? Like, it's doing good. Like, do I need to get greedy and look for another like 6 to 10%? Okay. Then the set it and forget it part is like last. Like, I like my foundation. I like having a solid retirement. Inside my Robinhood portfolio, which I'll bring up to you guys in a couple of minutes, there's $30,772 in there right now. If I lost all of that tomorrow, yeah, that's going to sting, but it's not going to take food off my table. Where one day my retirement is my dreams. It's my retirement early. It's my daughter's wedding. It's things like that would sting a lot more. And you mentioned, Brad, you're wheeling with VTI inside Robinhood. That goes back to what I just said a second ago. I want to test it for 2 years or so, and that's how long I'm willing to test stuff. I'm willing to test it inside Robinhood for 2 or 3 years to see how much more it really gets me, so that when I get to 2-3 more years from now and I have 100 shares of VTI inside my Roth IRA, I'll know if it's mathematically worth my time. So that's why I'm wheeling it now. I've joked and said, I'm wheeling VTI so I could say that I'm an index fund and I'm also an option trader at the same time, just to mess with the people that hate options. But that's really what it is. Full disclosure, you heard it here first. And I might have to post this on the main channel so everyone can hear it. I wheel VTI inside Robinhood to test the future of 100 shares of VTI inside my Roth. So I guess to sum that all up, I didn't want to trade out all my VTSAX. The growth was awesome, and I don't think that I'm going to be trading options that far past the YouTube world. But I am willing to try it out. This year, there'll be a video on it. This year will most likely be VTI, and I'll reiterate some of these things inside that video. But if I could go back, I don't think I would change much. Like if this is your first year opening a Roth IRA and you're thinking like, should I start to build 100 shares? You're getting to the point of personal preference. I know a ton of people that trade the wheel inside their Roth IRA. I know a ton of people. I clap for other people that win. And I'm also willing to lose by omission instead of commission. I'm willing to not have the greatest Roth IRA returns ever because I didn't trade the wheel, omission, as opposed to like risking it and trying it. And now my daughter has a crappier wedding than I planned for her because I had to trade options inside of it. Hope that makes sense, Robin. Cheers. Kenny maxed out his Roth IRA. Boom. Doing the back door, so I got to wait. Yeah, I know. It sucks. And MGK is a great, great ETF. I'm a fan of MGK, especially depending on your age. If I'm being completely honest, I like VGT a little bit more. I think I remember MGK just having a little bit higher expense ratio, if my memory serves me correctly, which was like a little bit of a red flag because fees compound as well. But go for that growth, man. Especially if you're young, Kenny, go for that growth, man. I mean, I'm for that. And especially if you're young and you're backdooring, that means your income's good. Good for you, man. I'm happy for you. Like I said, I clap when people win. Zhao, I'll explain the backdoor real quick. Okay? Real quick. And then if you're interested, you can go watch the in-depth video or you can wait a week till my video comes out. There's an income limit. There's 2 limits we think about with individual retirement accounts IRAs. Income limits and contribution limits, right? Income limit means you can only make X amount of dollars before you are cut off from contributing to the Roth IRA, okay? I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what that number is right now because I just know I'm over it, and I don't think it changed this year, and it's different if you're single, blah, 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 blah. You can quick Google to see if you make that. Contribution limit is $6,000 a year. The Roth IRA has an income limit and it has a contribution limit. The traditional IRA does not have an income limit. It has the exact same contribution limit of $6,000. So instead of me taking my tax-free dollar, now then why have the traditional? The traditional IRA can be used for people that don't have a W-2 job and they want tax-deferred income. You can have a tax-deferred retirement. You can have an individual retirement account that's tax-deferred. That's what the traditional is for. But you can also throw money in post-tax if you want. So the back door is, hey, I'm going to put taxed dollars into a traditional because I don't have an income limit there. I'm going to let that chill like a Bill Bob Dill for 2 days until it clears. Then I'm going to do a conversion of my traditional IRA over to my Roth IRA. There's no taxable event because I put the money in post-tax. I am still under the contribution limit of $6,000, and I've avoided the income limit that came with the Roth IRA. The huge caveats there, the two things you really got to think about is a conversion is different than a contribution. So a contribution into a Roth IRA, you could take that money back whenever you want. It's the growth that you can't touch till you're 59 and a half. But on a conversion, you got to wait 5 years. So this money that I'm converting right now, I can't touch for 5 years. But after a 5-year period, if you've been doing this every single year, it's a ladder, right? Just boom, 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 boom. So that's essentially what it is. The other huge caveat is if you have another tax-deferred retirement account, there's something called the pro rata rule. So if you had tax-deferred money inside your traditional already, boom, you can't do it. Done. Don't even think about it. It's too confusing to get around it. So that's it in a nutshell. That's the backdoor Roth. It's a way to get around the income limit of the Roth IRA. And if anybody's thinking about doing it, I would do it quick and I would do it ASAP. I guess that's the same thing, quick and ASAP, because our current presidential administration is fighting to get rid of it because they don't like when people make money, because that is a squeaky wheel, that is a nail that stands out, and this administration just likes to conform everybody into the same person. So get it done, because there's a chance sometime even this year that if you wait, you might not be able to do it later. Sorry if I pronounce your name wrong. Depta H. Ba. I used to do iron condors. I don't really do spreads. I don't do spreads. There's not a lot of pop for me. Probability of profit. It's a little more risky. You need a lot more things to go your way. It takes a lot more maintenance. I guess if you do I did an iron condor video. I used to do them. I guess if you make your wings pretty far out, right? Your strikes are pretty far out. They become safer, but the premium goes down. I just found the wheel to be so much better. You get dividends and things like that. It's a stock transaction, not just a money transaction. In a spread transaction, there's no exchange of shares. It's only money. You're really just using the shares for show and for share price. But I like the wheel because it's actually an exchange. You're either buying and selling shares, or you're buying and selling shares, and you get things like dividends and stuff. I'm just not a fan. I've tried it. It just wasn't for me. I'm not against it. It just wasn't for me. American EV companies crushing Q4 delivery estimate. I did not hear about that. Happy New Year. Thank you. 2022 gains would be pretty nice. Matt S., no problem. I think help you anytime you need, man. That's what I'm here for. What if you don't like your daughter's husband? I don't really think that's up to me. I'm not sure my mother-in-law liked me all the time, but I don't care. What if my daughter has a wife? These are things that I don't care about. All I care about is her happiness. I don't have to like sleep in the same house as her husband or her wife. I don't care. I really don't care. Her wedding day is not for her husband or her wife. It's for her. Selling options and therefore wheeling is most profitable with high implied volatility tickers, especially ETFs. Sure. Yeah. High implied volatility comes with more high profit and definitely more risk. If I am in between jobs, do I need to stop contributing to the Roth? If you do not have earned income, you can only contribute up to $6,000 or whatever earned income. Yeah, you need to have taxable income. So looking for the right ETFs for my Roth. Okay, yeah. I don't pay attention to the VIX. People have been asking about the VIX a lot. I definitely look at implied volatility. I don't really look at VIX that much. I probably should. It's probably just one of those things, especially when it keeps coming up. Probably something I should look into. But I got to be honest. Right now, I don't pay attention to it at all. The big reason I asked is because I plan to wheel my Roth. Yeah, I mean, Robin, if that's what you're doing, that's what you're doing. Like, yeah. I don't have anything. If I was giving advice or was on a consulting call and somebody told me they were doing it, I would just say, okay. Just make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. 129 single, 209 married is the Roth income limits. Brandon D., thank you so much. for being my fact checker. Appreciate that. Luciano, reminding everyone to thankfully hit the like button. Thank you. I just hit 1,000 subscribers on this channel. That's pretty cool. It is not monetized. As I've mentioned, we need to get to 4,000 hours of watch time. Yikes. Probably a couple more weeks for that. Maybe a couple more months. We'll see. Any strings attached to converting an existing IRA, Jeff? Yes, the pro rata rule. I highly recommend if you have tax deferred money in other retirement accounts that you sit down. I can almost assure you that your account's going to talk you out of it because you're going to be taxed multiple times on your money. So yeah, if you have an existing IRA that's tax deferred, the Roth is pretty much out for you. I'm heard the Fed is trying to kill tax loss harvesting on crypto since wash sales don't. Yeah, Kenny, that's something that yeah. It's always kind of funny to me too. Like at the end of the year, these pullbacks happen, right? That last chance to catch some tax loss harvesting. I personally have only tax loss harvested when there's a drop in more than 20%. So if I have something that's dropped, that's like kind of like my stop loss. But like the other beautiful thing is VTI and VOO are not considered the same thing by the IRS. So if VTI drops 20%, thank you so much for subscribing. You can join the chat in 1 minute. If VTI crashes 20%, VOO probably did the same. You could sell all your VTI and get into VOO, and the IRS does not consider that a wash rule. So something to consider if we have a major pullback. Investing house with Brian? No, thank you, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate the kind words. What do you think about supplementing dividend income with stable coin position due to the really nice interest on BlockFi? Go for it. I can't speak intelligently on BlockFi because they're not offered in New York State. So I had like a really good sponsorship deal with them. I got on a call. The terms were mint. I was like, oh, I'm quitting teaching. Let's go. And then they're like, all right, so let's just get you set up. What's that address? And I gave them the Addy and they were like, oh, bad news. I was like, what? They're like, there's one state that we're not allowed to operate in. And it's New York. I'm like, son of a bitch. So JJ Buckner loves BlockFi. You can definitely talk to him about it. Reach out to him. But I'm not opposed to that. Like I said, I'm not opposed to people doing. Listen, if you came in here like, hey, Brad, what do you think about me putting all my money into Tesla tomorrow? Yeah, okay. Go for it. You know, I guess. I assume, maybe not Tesla. Some of you have seen I've been making money on Tesla, though. I'll show those trades. I'll show them in a minute. We'll get the Robinhood. I made some money on Tesla this week. The T word's come back. Does being custodian for minors Roth IRA count towards the 6,000? But I don't think the Roth IRA is custodial. UTMAs are, but a Roth IRA is strictly Social Security number based. Now that kid, because my kids have Roth IRAs, I'm not a custodial on their Roth IRA. It's Avery's and Brody's. They contribute that money. I'm their financial advisor. I'm not their custodian. So long story short, no. My answer would be no. If there are custodial, I could be talking out of pocket here. But no, it's $6,000 per Social Security number. But yeah, with the Roth IRA for a minor, all they need is earned income. There's no age requirements for the Roth IRA. It's, as far as I know, it's just income. They have to have earned income. My daughter contributed $1,000 this year. My son $500. That's the income that they made inside my businesses. Yeah. What do you think about leveraged ETFs? I've been messing around with TQQQ. I think, and that's what you wrote. I'm thinking about TQQ for my Roth. I don't know if I'd go there for the same reason I talked about. Like, I want my retirement to be as boring and I don't want to have to think about it at all. But like to trade with, I've been trading it. You just have to understand now. If you don't understand what a leveraged ETF is, like something like TQQQ, when the Nasdaq goes up 1%, TQQ goes up 3%. But if the Nasdaq goes down 1%, it goes down 3%. So you see that. I'm not opposed to it. I would never. Brad Finn would never. And I don't say never very often, but if Brian is young, has some time, if he makes a mistake, or he has incredible income and his Roth isn't really a factor in his the number one factor in his retirement and things like that, then TQQ might be great for Brian. But for Brad, at 40 years old in 3 months, no. I believe the Roth backdoor method also works if you have an issue not having earned income. Brandon D, I cannot speak intelligently on that. Move to Florida. Now, I'm not into humidity and bugs and people driving really slow. Got to be honest. There's many states that I go to and I'm like, I can't wait to come back here. Florida is not one of them. It's not. Yeah, you won't see. And that's coming from somebody who politically is very in line with a lot of things that happened in Florida right now. I still wouldn't go. 2021, I learned I am not smarter than the indexed. Only returned 3.6 for the year. Well, I admire you for being able to say that. Not many people would, but it happens. Because like last year, you might have been up 50%. As long as you can look back and understand, but I don't think I could beat indexes. I don't think I will. This year is hard to beat an index. The indexes did pretty good. Maybe next year, but I don't really compare my trading to indexes. I compare it to how much fun I'm having. And man, I'm having fun. I'm having a lot of fun. Kenny B, and the T word. How's your Peloton position going? Still pushing it out to March? Yep. I'm going to bring the Robinhood portfolio up in just a second when I catch up on the chat. I'll show you exactly where I'm at. I'm still holding it. 9% unstable. Yeah. Like I said, I don't know that much about BlockFi only because it doesn't apply to me. And out of FOMO, I don't want to look into it. Most hedge funds, yeah, no, Zach. You know, hedge funds, no. Aren't custodial accounts taxable accounts? Yeah, like UTMAs and things like that. They're just regular brokerages for kids. Too late for 2021, but do you know if you can tax loss harvest on a sold put option that you rolled down and out? I don't think so because different expiration, it's a different option. So once the and this goes into like also to the wash rule. Like when you change expirations, it's a different option. So I don't believe that would count, Kenny. I'll be 28 this year, earning about $100K for my W. Yeah, dude. Like you said, you have time. I didn't open my Roth IRA till I was 35 years old, 34 years old. So you could essentially have zero in there and still be a millionaire by the time you're 40. So, yeah. What would Barry do? Good old Barry. All right, let's look at the we'll get to Webull. Guys, Webull. I said in my video that I recorded today that I used to just mention Webull because, you know, it was a good opportunity to get free stocks, which is true. But I've been using them for a month. I'll show you. I just transferred $15K out of Robinhood into Webull. Webull will be my number one brokerage. If they, and I'm on like their affiliate, like talking, like they ask us for feedback. Mark my words, if they allow diagonal calendar spreads, AKA the poor man's covered call, I'm all in Webull. Even a Chinese company, I'm going. Now, see, like Luciano, I think Peloton ran into some bad luck, number one, and I think that they were severely, severely overvalued 6 months ago. I like their value right now, which is why I wrote the put. Let's look at that. I'm bullish on Peloton. You have to imagine this. I got two Pelotons. I got the tread and I got the bike. I live in New York. I've been to their studio before COVID. It's $25. There was probably like 100 bikes in there. So that's $2,500. Nah, there wasn't 100. There was probably 50 bikes in there. So $1,000 an hour they're making. They're probably paying their instructor $100, $200 an hour with the overhead, blah, blah, blah. They're recording that content, kind of like I'm doing right now. I'm recording, but then I get to use it again. And the place was sold out We booked days in advance. It was sold out from 5 o'clock in the morning till 10 p.m. at night every effing day. They opened multiple locations, one in London and one in California that haven't even opened yet. It's a ton of revenue. A ton. They had bad earnings. They came off COVID where they were like the shining star of COVID. I'm bullish on Peloton. Bully, bully, bully. Let's go over here. Check this out. Bullish, 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 bullish. We'll talk about some things that have come up already, and then we'll get to the Weeble. The trades. So the only stock I'm holding right now is VTI. I got rid of Foot Locker. It went over to Weeble. Intel went over to Weeble. Camping World went over to Weeble. I'm still looking to write puts on Cisco, Walgreens, Aflac, but they haven't really come down to where I need them to come down to. I still have my SWBI puts for 121, 318, and 617. Love them. I have closed one of my Vuzi $5 calls, so I only have one remaining. I do have puts on Vuzi right now, two of them at $8. What did I get for that? I got let's open this up. What did I get? I got $100 or so for those. I got $193 for those two puts. I think that was like a 10% return. $8? Okay. This is a target expiration in February. $1,000 into that right now, down 10%. This is a swing trade, and I'll show you the swing trade, and you can learn more about it in tomorrow's video. The stop loss on this is 20%, $200. So, but I've held it for a day. So everything was kind of pulled back. I still think, and I'll show you the chart in a minute, I'm still okay with this, but the stop loss is set at 20%. Here's the Piton. So look at the value. So I've had this like maybe a month, but look at the value over the last 3 months of this put. It's good. I'm not that screwed. I mean, I'm still down 40%, down $313, but where I was down like thousands of dollars on that first put that I've rolled, very happy with this. The last week up 10%, dropped back down. Okay, because Peloton's still all over the place, but like the stock, like get 5 years. Let's see, did they even like this was stupid. They had no business being $140 stock. Now, should they be 35? Maybe not. I got them at like maybe $50, which is why I think they're undervalued right now. But they're all over the news and the media. Be greedy when others are fearful. Why is Peloton? You dropped 12% because you were on Sex in the City and a guy had a heart attack and the media freaked out. That doesn't change the fundamentals of your company. It's so stupid. The bike's awesome. They're improving it. The tread's incredible. They just did shadow boxing, which is a little weak. They're working on a rower. And all of their studios worldwide are still closed. $10,000 a day in revenue. I don't know. So yeah, no, I'm still holding this Piton. And if the value gets down, the value has to get down to what, 218 for me to close even. So right now I'm really down like 800. But we got till March. Got a couple months. And then Facebook, this also has been open for a day. But if we go to the history of Facebook, we'll look at some of the trades. I made $800 on them last week. How do I go to history? Account. History. I don't even know how to use this thing anymore. You're going to see some day trades up in here. Then I'll show you the T word. Where is December 29th? As you can see, I also day traded the heck out of Piton last week. Loved it. Another Piton. Where is Lululemon? I messed with that last week. Is this the Facebook? Yeah. Look at this Facebook. I got this on the 23rd for $1,900 it cost me. Oh, no, I didn't want to do that. Why does Apple do that? Did I just use too many fingers? Crap. Now I got to go all the way back. Sorry, guys. 23rd. So here's that Facebook, 19 hundo. Here's the Vuzi call I sold. It got 500. I think that got me $120. I opened that a year ago for 400. So more than a 25% return. Take that. Lucid day trade 155. I got 162 back. I'll take that. But the main thing, so 1900 on the 23rd, on the 28th. Where's that Facebook? Show me the 28th on Facebook. Did I pass it? I closed it at the end of the day. Here it is, $2,700. I got $800 on that Facebook, and then I bought right back in. Right, and then it corrected. So I bought back in unless I sold. I went up $10 in strike. Good stuff. Microsoft, they day trade that. Let's get the Tesla. Let's see if there's a Tesla in here. Piton, here's a buy. Then some sells. This was one contract, so 175. I got 177. Just taking $2 back. Then it went up to 312. So I got some money back on Peloton. They traded that a bunch this week. Piton, lots of Piton. Target. I think that Target would buy 875. Here's Tesla. I bought it for 1665, and I think this was a 10-minute trade. 226, 229, a 3-minute trade. I got myself 166 to 1750. So you can see I've been trading, guys, having a little bit of fun with stuff, because that's what you got to do. So that's the portfolio over here in Robinhood. Do you guys have any questions before I switch over to the Webull one? What do you mean doing differently? Same screen share. I learned that I got a different screen. What's that? January 28th, 21. January 28th. Oh, was that in history? I'm sorry, Kenny. January 28th, 21. History. January 28th. January 28th, 21. Target. Sold that one for $9.75. I got in at $8.75, so I got me $100. So yeah, so that's the Robinhood portfolio. Let's get out of this. Let's go over to this one. All right, guys. So here's Webull. If you're anything like me, you look at this and you're like, "Oh my God, that's so what's going on there?" That was me a month and a half ago. Then I realized, "Oh my God, this is so nice." Let's see. So here's the positions I have here. I have a Foot Locker call. And dude, gosh, I don't want to sweat on Webull too much, but I love how they group it all together. They connect everything. So they give you your 100 shares. This is down here. I'm sorry if this is wicked small. Then they give you your stock, but then they give you the sum of both. On Robinhood, you have to figure out like what your basis is. Like if I close this right now, I know I get $218. It's sick. It's so nice. I got a Palantir for February 2022, and I got a Bank of America for March 2022. And then here's my Intel and my Camping World. And I also have a SoFi for March 2022. Those are my 3 swing trades that I have open right now. I have Palantir open right here, guys. So if you look at the technical analysis on Palantir quick, you can see I have a couple different lines drawn in here. We could see historical support and resistances. So right now I see that right down here, this last time it hit resistance was 11.3. Before that was 9. So like every 2 months. So I figured if I make a 3-month call, there's a pretty good chance it might come back here. Right? The stages of a reversal. We got the pullback, a little bit of consolidation, and then boom. Pullback, a little bit of consolidation, boom. Pullback, a little bit of consolidation, and this is boom. So I'm hoping for that to happen. Do I know if it's going to happen? I don't think so. Just takes forever for funds to clear, but they give you buying power for equity and trades. Yeah, Kenny, I don't know when the last time you tried this is. I had that same complaint a while ago. They've actually gotten a lot faster. So if it's been a while, check it out again. But also with this Palantir, we can see this is the day chart, guys. We can use the day chart or the 4-hour chart if we're looking to swing. But I mostly just used in the day chart. So we can see we have the MACD cross signal. We're coming out of an oversold. And what I really want to see is I want to see this exponential moving average come across. If it does come across the 180, it's still a new stock, so it doesn't have much of a 180. If it does, I might add one more position if I'm still in at that point. But that's Palantir. The other position I've opened is SoFi. Same thing, guys. We can see SoFi, this historical support line here. It just bounced off historical support. If it gets to the same position here where we can get this exponential moving average to come up above my 180 MA, I'm probably going to add to another position of that and hope that it goes even close to old highs, right? If we look, we can look at that same zone. If we make a horizontal line here, horizontal line. You know, we could see this exact same channel that we just kind of saw with SoFi. So if we, even if we take half of this back, right? Even if we take half of this back and we go from, say, here up to here, that's a 37% return. Webull tells you that. Look, click. I kind of got rid of it. And it tells you how many days. So that's 44 days. That's a 34% return. Even if it takes a half of a year to get back up there. You know, that's how I predict kind of my expirations. You know, so that's the position there. Bank of America, I'll show you that open position as well. We can see in the day chart for Bank of America, we have this average, exponential moving average using a support. And then we also have a nice bullish trend. And I actually drew some lines here. I was telling my wife, I was trying to teach my wife this because she's very interested in it. But we can see we got the pullback, consolidation, hopefully a reversal. We got the MACD crossover the signal line. We are pretty much right at fair value, right at 50 on the RSI. Boom, 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 boom. So, you know, yeah, Kenny, it got a lot faster, man. They're taking their feedback, even looking at what this used to look, what their whole platform looked like 6 months ago. They are not messing around. I'm not doing it for the 2 free stocks. I promise you. I could go without the $8. I'm just telling you because I know that this is a smart group that I'm talking to. And I know that you guys are interested in using the most amount of tools necessary to make the best trades. I'm preaching Webull because it's that good. And if you don't believe me and you don't have a Webull account, you get 1 free stock just for opening the account. I think you get 2 more or 3 more if you put in $100. But like, I'm not telling you, I don't need to, like, please do not think that. You'll give it a couple months and you can see, because this is what I'm going to be using in my videos too. They have changed. And their app is still very difficult to use. But this desktop is, you know, with SoFi at the bottom, why not wheel it? So let's go back to SoFi and talk about that. Why not wheel this? I think there's a couple things that I want to say with that. To wheel it, I think of wheels as more an investment than a trade. Okay? Investments being timelines more than a year or so. Trades, shorter term. I don't necessarily care about the fundamental value of the company. I care about where it's at technically. But with that said, if I had $1,500 laying around and the premiums were okay, do I think that down here below this historical resistance, let's say this is $1,250. Do I think a cash secure put at $1,250 is a terrible idea? Nope. Nope. But Troy, this, I don't know if you're into technical analysis or if you've looked at charts, but that question you asked right there is the question you allow yourself to answer pretty confidently when you look at this. Like, come on, like, what's the chances here? Now, I don't know what the premium's going to be, but what's the chance in a month? So let's go out a month. A month would be right here. What's the chance in a month that this is going to go down? Now, what's the chance, right? Not if it's going to happen. What's the chance that this is going to go down to $13 in a month? Looking at this and the historics going back to 1/7 a year from now, a year ago, what are the odds of it being $13 in a month? Not a lot. And furthermore, if it did get down to $13, what are the odds that it just dipped a little bit below its historical average, like maybe something here quick, and it's going to recover pretty high? So it doesn't look like you'd be bag holding. Now, would I feel comfortable writing a put at like 14.50? Not as much. But why I'm not wheeling is frankly because I'm having more fun swing trading, and I'd rather swing trade the long side of it. I'd rather buy a call for 3 months and ride this line than wheel it right now. Because for the $1,500 it's going to cost me to write a cash secure put, I can write multiple contracts. Like, what's an option chain contract on this? So right now, a 1550 call, that's a put. A 1550 call option is $74. So think about the risk, right? So the risk versus reward. If you want to write that for $13, okay, you have to put up $1,500 of collateral. Now you might, and what's the risk? You're going to have to buy it, right? But if it goes down, if it's a Peloton and it goes down to $6, you're bag holding. But if you ride the statistics of this going up and you say, all right, maybe I'll catch on once this recovers, comes back, I'll catch on right here, maybe sometime in the middle of January, and I'll ride that up to here. That might be, look at the risk reward of $1,500 for the put and $74 for the call option. Now, if it doesn't, you lose $74. But if it does, you just went up, you got a 40% return in a month. So I hope that answers your question. Troy, that's why I'm not wheeling it. But you could do that with Palantir. You could say the same exact thing with Palantir. I don't think Palantir is as secure as SoFi. I would consider Palantir a little bit more secure of a company. But like, what are the odds that Palantir is going to dive down into the 1650 range? Looking at this, not very high. Could it do it? Absolutely. But once again, I'd rather write a long call, and I'd rather say, wait till it gets to here and then ride it to here. And in a month, I'm going to get a 28% return on my long call. You know? Yeah, Ryan. So Ryan got a 1250, you said? So let's see. So when did you write that? For 715? Okay. So right now, where's 1250? What'd that cost you, if you don't mind me asking? So you wrote a long call. So by July, you have till July for it to stay above this price. Now, Ryan, 460. Okay, so there's a little bit of intrinsic value there. But now, Ryan, let me ask you this. All right? And obviously, we're not talking. I'm talking to you, but you can answer. If in 2 months it's here, it's like at $26, say. It's at $26, or let's go right halfway. So on April 1st, it's $26, and the RSI is like 62, and the MACD crosses back across the signal. Are you dumping that, or are you going to hold it? That's the question. Like, that's what happened with me with the Facebook. That thing expired in March, but I'm like, I got 40%. I got to get out of here. I got to get out of it. It's 40%. I got to get the fuck out of here. But guys, this is the fun that I'm having. This is like, where's Etsy? Where you at, girl? Come here, Etsy. I talked about this in my video today. Like, look at this. We can go back to COVID here. This is March. Look what Etsy's done. It's gone up. Support. Use the EMA. Support. A little consolidation. Back to work. It's back down here. What are the odds it's going to dive down here? Is it going to go this way, or is it going to go this way? Obviously, we don't know. But most likely going to go this way, upwards, right? So once again, I'm waiting for confirmation that this is going to recover. I'll recover here, hopefully ride to here, 24% return, right? Look at the MACD, crossing over the signal, RSI, 30s, wonderful. This is on my watch list, big time. Etsy, big time. Big time on the watch list. Netflix, another one, big time on the Netflix. Look at this thing. Same exact picture. Same exact picture. MACD, RSI. What are the odds that this thing comes above and then it goes to here? This is 10%. Okay. you know? And I'm doing it with options, so it even grows too. Is there another? Put it in the chat. You want me to look at another one? Which one was the bearish MACD? Oh yeah. Well, Luciano, you can definitely write some calls if you want on it. But I said there's some things that are good for the poor man's covered call, and some things are not. You know. But guys, this is what I'm looking at all the time. Facebook, what the video is about tomorrow. Like, look at all this consolidation. I'm just waiting for Facebook to be like, you know, higher highs. That'd be sick. That'd be sick. Confirmation's key, Dr. Horton. You're right. You know, like, I'm so ready on this EPSI thing. Back to confirmation is key, because that's a great point. I should have really drove it home. Like, we can say all these things about what it's going to do, but is it worth waiting a week or 2 weeks for this to get above and start using it as support again? Like, look at the support of the EMA. So we wait for that confirmation. That's why I have it way out here. Maybe it should be like here. If I wait a month and it gets above that, and then the signal line comes to here, and now, boom, we put our foot in the gas, and we have a great day. But I'm not rushing it. I think Costco is another one that's like, Costco is an example of a stock that I think is severely overvalued. But, and then look at the RSI. It's overvalued. You know, what do I think this is going to do? Keep running? Or do I think it's more likely going to come down to here? Now, I'm not really into like buying puts. I'll do them short term. But like, I think Costco has time to come. It has to come down and meet this simple moving average, in my opinion. You know? What's another big one I've been looking at? Here's that TQQ again. I think TQQ, I was talking about this with somebody. I think TQQ needs to recover. Look at this little consolidation. But if TQQ comes down here and starts using this MA as support, oh my God. It comes down here. I'm watching this. Boom. It's going to come back up eventually. Right? So how do you decide whether or not an ETF is a good one? I don't really do them with ETFs. I did a video about that. You can search Bradfin ETFs. This ETF is different because it's leveraged, so there's a little bit more implied volatility, so you get some more premiums. But ETFs, just the collateral versus premium, the ROI just doesn't tend to be that good. All right, and then yeah, guys, I got a bunch of other things I look at from time to time. Darna, you got to have CRM on here, because if you're not following Nancy Pelosi, you're a silly goose. Everyone's waiting to see if CRM, Nancy Pelosi buys into CRM. If it starts going and it gets to like 280, I'm putting my foot on the gas. Let's go. What's some other things I've added recently? Somebody brought this up in the Discord. Life Force. Look at what a year Life Force had. Boom. Life Force was at $80. It's at $153. Life Storage. I'm sorry, not Life Force. But right now, same thing as what we were just looking at a second ago. Was it Roku? You know, I think it has time to pull back. I think it definitely has time to pull back. Let's look at the T word. T word. If T word comes back, consolidates along the 180, you might want to get back on the T word for a little bit. Here's it bouncing off it's never really dropped below the 180. Pretty bullish. Comes back down and hits the 180 over here. So it comes down, hits it like right here. Mid-February, bounces back up to its highs right now. What was that return? Mid-February, 31%. Yeah, Zach, like I said, we can look at any timelines we want, but you know, I tend to more look at I like the extremes of the swing trade, looking at the 4-hour chart. We look at the 4-hour swing trade. The 4-hour chart of Tesla. You see a similar thing. They tend to be similar, but I haven't really gone down to the weekly, if I'm being honest. I've really only used the day and the 4-hour, and then I use the 5 and the 1 minute for like day trading stuff. Zhao, the last video was a little bit. The video I'm posting tomorrow is on these indicators, RSI and MACD. So check that video out tomorrow. Whenever I edit it. Back to work tomorrow, so we'll see. Hopefully I'll get it up by noon. But I haven't started editing yet because I'm hanging out with y'all. Tomorrow's Average Money Podcast. If you missed Average Money Podcast on Wednesday, wasted. But it came out to be a really good episode. Pretty excited. We had no idea what to title it. No idea. No idea. All right, guys. If there's any last minute things in the chat, we'll get out of here. We've been on here just over an hour, so thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. 44 people in here. I don't have my phone on me, so my wife's probably texting the shit out of me. But you guys got anything else? I got like half my beer left. So I guess I'll wrap it up with all the things I got to wrap it. Guys, try Webull. Seriously, if you don't have a Webull account, get in there. Get in there. I would show the M1, but I got a video, and I wanted you guys to be surprised. And then can somebody else that uses Webull in the chat say it's good too, so that people won't just think it's me? The Discord, every single month, Discord loses people, and you'd think that's a bad thing, but the Discord community gets tighter and better. I think I was talking to Azvito, which he's been busy. So we haven't seen him in the live streams. He's got a lot of stuff going on. But February GameStop, my Discord got up to like 600 people. And it was brutal. It's too many. Not to say anybody in there was bad, but it was brutal. Right now it's like at like 250, I think, and it's the perfect size, I think. If I could cap my Discord at 250, I'd keep it there. It's good. It's good. I also added a tier. If you just want to talk to Wheel and you don't want to pay $20 a month, I just did a tier for just people that want to talk to Wheel. So it's only $9 if you want to get in there. And I'm going to be doing a video. And I will say publicly, yeah, Charles, thank you so much, Charles. Speaking of Discord, Charles, what's up, bro? You know, I want to thank everybody publicly that's been helping me edit that ebook for the Wheel. I never would have done such a good job you guys are doing. And my wife thanks you as well because she didn't want to read that shit. So thank you. So inside the Discord too now, which I guess it's public, but I'll make it like I'll announce it. I don't know where I'm going to announce it because I'm not on Instagram or anything anymore, but there's an ebook too if you want to get in there and get all that on paper. Alfred, I don't know when the last time you've been in there. The spreads are awesome. You might be talking old Weeble. I don't know. Alfred, I don't know when the last time you've been in there, but besides the poor man's cover call, which we discussed because they don't do diagonals, their spread game is perfect. It was shit 6 months ago. It was dog shit. That's why I never was on here. But if you've looked at it recently, Alfred, and you didn't like the spreads, okay. But if it's been 6 months, it's kind of like olives. You might have to try it again for the first time. It's all good, Charles, man. I'm just busting your chops. It's all good. My wife does know. She knows how to trade options. She just doesn't. She knows what a terrible writer I am. I used to have a blog back in the day, and she was my editor. And she was like, you can't have a fucking blog. Which is why I have a YouTube channel. I could have bad grammar and spelling. You guys, I'm spelling this all out. You guys don't even know. All right, guys. Be well. I appreciate you. I'm blessed. Until I see you next one, stay positive. Work really, really hard, please. I beg you. Watch my videos when they come out. And be kind to other people. Happy New Year, guys.